Hello, my name is Anita and I am a psychic medium and animal communicator. Now, as you can see, I'm holding one of my dogs. She decided she wanted to come and join me, but she probably decided now to want to get down, which is great. Now, I am here today to talk to you about my passion and the work that I do with animals and how animals really can enrich our lives. Also, they come with a responsibility and care looking after them, that animals should get what they deserve. But I want to speak to you about my communication and how it came about to be doing animal communication. As far back as I can remember, as a small child, I always had an empathy and a love for animals, be it pets, domesticated animals, or the wild animals. It just, I had a connection with them that I especially didn't want to see them suffer, and it stayed with me. Again, I was fortunate to be brought up in a household where my father was a big animal lover as well, and I was blessed to have lots of different pets around the home. We had cats, we had dogs, I had mice. Mum wasn't too clear on the mice, but we had mice. And I always wanted to grow up and work with animals, but that wasn't to be initially. I sort of took a different career path, and then life changes and I went into dog training. And it was whilst I was working as a dog trainer that I really sort of got back to wanting to work with animals, not just in the dog training aspect, but from communication point of view. I stumbled across an article about animal communication, and I decided to sort of look into that a bit further, which I did. And I then did do some research and I did take a few courses, and I now do actually work as an animal communicator. And this is something that I feel we all have the ability to communicate with our animals in a very simplistic way, because animals are very, very intuitive beings. That their survival is, especially wild animals, is really reliant upon their intuitive skills to hunt, to find somewhere to live, to find a mate. All these things are intuitive behaviours. Now, we too are intuitive beings to a lesser or greater degree. And I only say that because I feel we all have the same level of intuitiveness, but we don't all want to use it, or we forget how to use it, or we push it to one side. We don't trust in the information we are being given. It's just like we're so sort of conditioned to be scientific based that if we get a gut feeling, so to speak, often we don't trust it. And then at some point we might go back and say, oh, I felt that, I felt it in my stomach, but I didn't listen to it. And this basically is what animal communication is all about. Animals, they see, they hear, they smell, they taste, they feel, just like us. They are sentient beings, and so are we. We can see. I know not everyone is blessed with full sight, and maybe some of the senses are not so fine-tuned for some people, but normally when, say, one of our senses is slightly not so strong, we may find if our sight's not too good, our hearing may be a bit more sharper. So we still have skills we work with. Now, for me, with my animal communication, it's about, as my dog sort of pops her head in here now, she's actually telling me it's dinner time, mum, because I do roughly feed them random at the same time, but I can feel and sense what she's trying to say to me. And this is something, if you have animals, you too may want to sort of learn to do. You don't need to go on big courses. You can just actually maybe just sort of sit there in a quiet space and just see what you can pick up. What are they trying to tell you? Now you might say, well, what's the point of animal communication? They might bark, they might meow, they might make other various signals that they want something from us. But where animal communication really helps, it really helps to enhance the relationship between you and your pet. We can communicate with the wild animals, but for today's purpose, this is more about the wolf in the house, or the cat that lives indoors, and horses as well. We can communicate with them because it does actually help to enhance that relationship, and one of unconditional love. Because what I've learned from the animals that I've actually owned, or shared my life with, is they always come with unconditional love. And there's very few species of humans that actually come with complete unconditional love. And this is where I think we deserve to spend just some time to try and communicate with animals at a level that they understand, which is a very simple, basic level of seeing, hearing, feeling, smell, taste. And what you can do if you have pets at home, and you might be sort of sitting there thinking, oh, I wonder how they're feeling today. You know, apart from the obvious signs, they want to go out for a walk, or want to go outside to sort of get outside, stretch their legs. When you're not got a busy mind, when you're not sort of rushed around too much, if you just find out 5 minutes, just sit there, and you don't even need to have the animal on your lap or with you. You can just sit there and in your mind quietly focus your attention. So put your attention outside of yourself but onto your animal, onto your pet. And literally, we all have senses, like it may be vision, it may be hearing, it may be a sense of smell that will be stronger within us. And how I started to do my animal communication, first of all, was I am quite good at my imagination's strong. So for me, I sort of see things in my mind's eye, so to speak. And the other sense that's quite good with me is I have a very strong sense of smell. So I would sit quietly and try to put my attention towards my animal, but using my sense of smell and my sense of sight, and just get an image. So it's almost like you might get an image flash through your mind, where like the old-fashioned negatives, like a cine film that flashes through your mind. And smell is like a memory. So even though we can't smell being at the seaside, the salt in the sea, if we can put yourself in your mind at the coast, I'm sure if you have a good sense of smell, you can smell the sea, you can smell the air without actually being there, because it has a memory in your mind. And really, animal communication is tapping in to your intuitive knowingness, and then relaying that to your animal, but feeling what your animal wants to say back to you. And this is it's a lovely place to find yourself being in, because they're very simple with what they want to say to us. It's not loads of baggage. So I just want to share with you the love of what I do. Fortunate, blessed enough to be able to work with animals. I like all animals, working with all of them. And I would say to you here, if you're thinking about getting a pet, make sure you can adequately provide time, what you need, time that they need, space they need, and their needs are actually met, because there's many animals out there that's sort of looking for homes, especially some of the rescue centres at the moment. But it's something that's for the long haul, because they are so precious.